Multiple identity is the name of, I guess, well, it's the name of Satan. She's this, well, she's this lady that I guess is Satan, and well, this was the story. It's a story. I'm not really sure. Actually, my real brother is actually more. To me, is more evil than it's just this is just what occurred. I thought this person was Satan, and it dealt with this information. I had this. It dealt. One second. Via telepathic connection, a MSN group, I was able to get information more solidified, and it led me to believe that this person was Satan. Now, I posted this person on my website, and as the devil, and she filed a restraining order on me, and I had to clean up my act on the website, and I made reference to her initials, and I guess that wasn't good enough. I didn't realize I was violating the restraining order, and I landed myself in jail for a day or two. I think in one day. It was over the weekend. So that's just the main reason why I had to really clean up my act on the website. I didn't know what. Anyways, I was reinformed of what I could and could not do. It was kind of a BS thing with the legal system as far as they're making up new rules along the way. As a result, so it was related to look up my SPD emails, split personality disorder emails. It's related to there. I was sending off 50 of these emails to people, creating a conversation between myself and others, and simulating email correspondence that people have. Anyways, look up that link, and from there, I had done some of the SPD emails were dealt with me being talking with the devil, or me being the devil, or something, and there's Lucifer involved, and Jesus, and Satan, I think, and Lucifer. I have to look them up, but so in that context, when I got this confirmation from telepathic connection that multiple identity was the devil, it got me confused, and as I started realizing the connection. My multiple identity stands for multiple identity complex. So what I was doing was I was creating a multiple identity complex, and it turns out that that's what those SPD emails are. And it turns out that MI is the initials of this lady who I called Satan. And so I had to revamp the website, change SPD over to something else, and change some names, and try to just clean it out. I didn't want to reference this. I didn't want to acknowledge this because it wasn't a real thing. It was just a character in the show of my bizarre world, of my bizarre mind. And so Um, it was just strange how I was creating multiple identity complex emails, and the next thing you know, I find out that her initials are MI. It was just the weirdest coincidence. It probably in the show of mine, I'm not sure. It was just strange. Anyways, I had to, like I said, change things up a little bit and make some new references to how I'm going to refer to this person. Let me just go through what's on this website here. It's she's a minister, and preaching. See, I think Christianity is actually, when sin's forgiven, it actually convinces you that you can actually sin and it be forgiven. That would be something that the devil would actually preach. That's why I think that Christianity is actually a satanic religion, because of that belief system. And it's amazing how many people believe that system and still think that they're good, that it's good. So, I found out about, geez, I just was finding, oh goodness, this is wow, this is definitely a site that I would not be able to post. There was just some things that were going on. There's confirmation of telepathic connection was telling me some weird stuff, but that I guess I'm making some comparisons between multiple identity and multiple identity is not her name, but I had to make a change. MI is the initials, but I had to make a name for the change multiple identity. Let's see here. I guess she's been around for a number of years, like a while. Somehow able to live for, I'm not sure it's on this website, but I think it's past, yeah. Well, I got numbers here for the amount of doff, number of moth that we have, psychic, comparisons. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons comparison of character levels, as far as their power levels and stuff. It was just, it's just, what a weird world, man, I was living. Just looking at this thing. I got the IQ here, comparison of the IQs. This is kind of funny. I mean, who could take this seriously, right? Oh man, this is quite a webpage. Oh wow, this is a lot to this webpage, man. I'm just gonna let you read this thing, and I'll have to update it later if I feel like I need to add something. But this is yikes. Wow, let me pause this for. Wow, this is gonna take some. This is. Oh boy, let's just say that I'm not liking what's on this website. This is not something I can really post. It's more for the archives. But I would just have to say that Satan is probably I learned some things from. One sec. I would say that Satan is a saint in some aspects compared to me. I was just shocked that I was reading it. This is, oh boy, I this is a tough one to talk about. I really don't care to mention this stuff anymore. Like I say, it's not a real thing. It's not something in reality. I thought at the time it was reality, and it's just, I'm not even sure how this could be like even put on some TV show, like a movie of some sort. I'm not sure how that could be. This is so weird and kind of horrific. This page, that I could definitely see why I got a restraining order. It's not good. Got a reference to David Copperfield here. This is when I kind of realized that that he has his powers. So, since she's been around for so many years, that I started, wondering, like the pyramids, who put up the pyramids? Something, an alien or something had to be able to place these big ass boulders, big ass columns of rock, which just was beyond technology at the time. And so I'm talking about, she's involved in this or something. Maybe not UFOs exist. I realize UFOs are out there. So at the time, it's just, I'm just out there in this page. It's definitely out there, this entire page. So I've got on here like how does a godly person become a devil? Perhaps it was getting bent over enough, like yours truly, and maybe I am a devil. Maybe like I say, in many aspects, what I consider to be Satan is a saint compared to what I've. But maybe I'm Lucifer. Maybe my SPD emails were an indication of. I always considered them to be a joke. And I found out that my jokes end up becoming reality. And, perhaps I am, this being God, devil, is not based in reality. So this webpage is a lot of out there stuff. A lot of out there. This is the dark side of imagination right here, and it's just hard to talk. It's 1 second. In my SPD emails, I was joking around about doing some there's just some weird stuff in some of these emails, which I was making it as a, what would the devil do? And I was just contemplating what, and I was making a joke about, some kind of getting it on stuff going on, and that MI would hear about these emails and make it reality, which isn't reality. It's magic land. And at the time, I thought that magic land was real, and I thought I should concern myself over something that's not. Or I should concern myself over this, and I took some time to realize that this is. This what I say is that some things can be true at the same, can be true but not real. So it's this is quite a page. That there was what was happening is that in the unreal, MI was making things happen that would affect the hatred that people had toward me in town here. I'd say something like, I'm God, and somebody would say, hey, Shiite happens, right? You know what I'm saying. I actually made a shirt about that, and I guess it's because there was some things happening in this magic land that people thought that I was doing it, and so I sort of understand why some of the hatred. There's one note here about trying to get like I was using my magic to try to get. Or no, actually, it wasn't my magic. My psychic senses were telling me that people were getting arrested, but that it would unravel. I talk about what that is. Unraveling. It's not little. This is in reality. My psychic senses. It's. But yeah, that's just how it went. I thought that I'm trying to get my show to progress so that I become famous, be president, and then get this harem of mine to get laid stuff. I'm trying to figure out. So it was kind of nice for people to get arrested. That would mean it's coming close to the end of my show to progress to the next chapter, and it would always become unraveled, which means it didn't actually happen. And so there's some of these references in this page here. And by the way, when I said that MI did these things, that's not the case. There are people, like CIA or FBI, that have the powers that I do, that can initiate. If I grant them the powers to be able to do these things, they will cause the unreal to be affected. So if I made mention to MI doing these things, I take that back. What I'm saying is that MI, or some people have, MI's granted powers to somebody, or they somehow got the powers, like David Copperfield has powers, or he can grant his powers to somebody else, and it's just a big chain effect. And then what you do with them is like, who knows, right? But it affects the unreal, and it's, oh boy. At the time, I'm thinking everybody's going to jail. I've got references to everybody going to jail and trying to say, hey, if you were part of this, and I'll forgive you, and I won't put you in jail. Oh, how far from reality could that? This is. It's amazing what I was thinking back then. I'm glad I kept track of this stuff, because I'm glad I was writing stuff down. It's amazing. This thing, I don't know. Just thinking that people are going to jail. It took me a while to understand that the unreal is not real. It's just not tangible. It's even though it might be true what's going on, it's just not real, and it's one of these things that it can only be talked about in the courtroom. These things, and it has to be. Discovery has to be hard pressed to get the stuff out. And I guess magic was used to help abort, using the re-ravel to restructure the unreal and the real. You can use magic to abort some of my magic offspring. So these ladies can be pregnant, and it's like snap your fingers and boom, half of them aborted instead of carrying the baby through. And that can be restructured again. If I know about it, I can counter that, and it sort of becomes a spiritual battle in some sense of the unreal, which can actually affect reality. The unreal can leak into reality. Wow, what a page. I have this thing called the wish gene, and it can be manipulated using if people hope that I do something, it can perhaps happen. And MI has the ability to be able to has a strong willpower upon me. So that's made reference in here too. I had my LASIK eye surgery done, and I realized at this time that a lot of things in this world use magic to help make technology better. And LASIK surgery was one, and I don't know if what was I saying, that sometimes godly powers don't work on me, like my hair transplants didn't work on my head. So I was lucky that this eye surgery worked. I'm guessing LASIK is a godly thing, and I was like making reference that on goodness sakes, I was kind of playing with my life, that luckily my eyes didn't get hurt by the fact that this could fail, the godly powers could fail. At this time I didn't know that my hair transplants would fail, but I was just making reference to this LASIK surgery. Anyways, this is it's interesting, the mindset I had back then, reading this page. I don't know if I've matured or what, but this is it's not just shocking, some of the things that are being presented in here. It's just there's also, like, I'm talking about just, people liking, Michelle's liking somebody, and likes MI and wants her, and it's just I make references to people that it just seems like I'm just in everybody's life, and I talk about everybody, and it's just, yeah. Anyways, I'll probably have more pages like this, talk about the weirdness I had back then. I don't know if you call it immaturity or what, just but all I know is I think my real brother Aaron is probably more devil than MI. I might be more devil than MI, and in some aspects she's a saint compared to me. That I can definitely see why this would be a sight to see on a website. Boy, it's amazing what 8 years, 9 years old, the perspective like I say, I don't know if it's a maturity thing or just a forgiveness thing, or just a understandable. Maybe I just understand things better. That, the real is, oh goodness sakes, the real and unreal is just it's a weird realm to be able to analyze.